scientists are raising questions with very few answers, and they're not alone. A large number of Chinese scientists have also gone missing. Some call it a coincidence, others call it foul play. Elizabeth Vargas spoke with former U.S. State Department and Defense Department analyst Merrick von Rennenkamp for some perspective. Here's that conversation. So what do you make of this? Do you think that people are going crazy with a conspiracy theory, or is this some astonishing coincidence that all these people, some of whom work together, some of whom have overlapping or shared common expertise, all just happen to die or disappear within the same year?
Elizabeth, thanks so much for having me. It's nice to be back with you. And I think at a high level, I think we are dealing with coincidences. The cleared population, the population of individuals associated with these defense contractors and these federal research centers is massive. We're talking about millions of people. Unfortunately, people die. There are mysterious incidents or unexplained incidents, and that's just what happens with these large organizations. So no, I don't see a through line. I don't see a particular connection or a broad conspiracy theory here or conspiracy, but I do want to point out that yes, General McCasland's disappearance is very odd, especially considering his connections to the UFO lore and the history. But I also want to briefly highlight the death of a former Air Force intelligence officer by the name of Matthew Sullivan. And Congressman Eric Burleson recently stated that his office had reached out to Sullivan and that he died within a few weeks of speaking or being prepared to speak to Congress. And I cannot underscore this enough. Burleson, the congressman, said that the Inspector General, presumably of the intelligence community, found the circumstances of his death credible and urgent and referred the matter to the FBI. And I'll add one more bit. We now know that Sullivan was one of the witnesses that UAP whistleblower David Grush, one of the key witnesses in Grush's investigation, which he alleges uncovered a decades-long UAP retrieval and reverse engineering effort. So I would really focus on McCasland and Sullivan in those particular cases.
Let's start with McCasland. We gave the overview on him, but what specifically was McCasland doing in relation to the UAP or UFO projects?
Yes, so specifically, the specific connection to the UAP story is that McCasland in 2016 met with John Podesta, who was then the chairman of the Hillary Clinton's campaign, presidential campaign. He met with Podesta, who has a longstanding interest in UFOs, but also with the then sitting head of Lockheed Skunk Works, which is the most secretive element of Lockheed that produces all of the most secretive airframes that the company develops. They met in 2016 ostensibly because Hillary Clinton was going to be the quote-unquote disclosure candidate. And
who was going to finally tell all about the secret government programs.
That was the belief that Clinton would be transparent about UFOs, about UAPs.
Why wasn't she?
That is another good question.
This is so bizarre. A good reminder, though, to tune into Elizabeth Vargas Reports weeknight.